Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and let's get into our latest segment, the top 10 plays of the night. It was a merry group of games on Christmas Day, with most of them going down to the wire, and the much anticipated rematch of the 2015 NBA Finals. Coming in at number 10, Spurs visiting the Rockets, and a simple pin down at the elbow by Dwight completely occupies the weak side defense. Patty Mills stunts, but is worried about leaving Lawson open one pass away. Diaw is then forced to step up. Mills can't sink down, and an easy flip to Terrence Jones gets the rim rocker. Later in the second, at number 9, there is definitely some confusion over this play call, as Dwight is saying something to Harden, who doesn't give it to Dwight at the elbow. Normally when we see a handoff like this, the ball would be swung to Ariza out top and Dwight would backscreen for Beverly. Instead, the spacing becomes a mess, and when Demo cuts into the lane, it enables Aldridge to step up and get in Harden's way. And watch what Kawhi does here. A perfect stunt at Harden one pass away with the express purpose of jumping back to Ariza. Great footwork to open up and snatch that ball with his claws, and we're off to the races. And dare I say it, the way he dunks this ball reminds me of a certain someone. Let's move over to Clippers-Lakers, the Staples series, and we can all sleep well knowing the Clippers scored out of their high horn set. Blake stays high, DeAndre rolls low, and Julius Randle is just hanging out and not really doing anything. Let's stay at Staples for number 7, where the Clippers are getting a little fancy on the push. But the Lakers cover it up very well, except for the fact that they've got a nasty case of the mismatches. And this leaves Kobe Bryant alone on an island defending Blake Griffin at the elbow. 2 extra defenders stop by to help, but watch DeAndre Jordan just manhandle Larry Nance Jr. under the boards. Doesn't seem quite fair, and perhaps in a closer game this gets called, but not on this holy night. Coming in at number 6, Pelicans at Heat. At the end of the second in a close game, the Pellies run a complicated sideline out of bounds, which clears the basket area for a rip and run by Eric Gordon, who can't finish the reverse layup. But keep your eye on Chris Bosh, who figures the clock is going to expire and doesn't keep a body on young Anthony Davis, who gets that ball back in the hoop in the nick of time. Let's move on to the top 5, and it's the rematch. Cavaliers meeting the Warriors for the first time since the finals. And after a Brandon Rush miss, Bogut grabs the board, and it usually happens that defenses will get stuck in a cross match, and this possession is no different. Timofey Mozgov gets stuck on the island this time, but LeBron James paddles over to help. This should have absolutely been a switch, but I have no idea what LeBron does here except wave bye-bye, and Mozgov does a silly foul to stop the layup, but ends up giving the Warriors the and one. Let's stay at Oracle for number 4, where the Warriors find an opening off a pin down when Klay turns the corner on LeBron. Watch Klay's footwork. He decides to shorten the stride and jump off both feet. A huge mistake, as he needed to stretch out and get further off his right foot. And that allows LeBron to take away Klay's soup for 1 month. At the third slot, we move to Bulls at Thunder, where Hoiberg is starting to get his special sauce on offense to work. Still not sure this is exactly how it's supposed to go, but see if you can follow me. Mirotic screens for Pau, who screens for Butler. Mirotic then screens for Butler, who is also screening for Rose. The ball is entered to Pau in the low post. Mirotic is still screening for Butler, who cuts to the rim, beauty of the pass, and Butler knows how to finish this. Let's get back to South Beach for number 2, where Bosh gets a pin down in the lane from Dang. Davis goes on the wrong side, giving Bosh an opening, but Davis has a wingspan of 9 feet 2 inches and says, "No soup for you, Chris Bosh, 3 months." And the top play of Christmas Day, 3 seconds left in the first in OKC. Pau must be watching Johnny Manziel. He fires the pass to half court, and I get why KD doesn't want to get too close and get called for a foul, but would it hurt to at least get a hand up? Instead, Jimmy Buckets gets a clean look from 40, gets those legs floating apart for a gentler landing, and nails this shot at the buzzer. And that, sports fans, is the top 10 B-Ball Breakdown Style.